afternoon, music world. John here from What's Spinning, here tonight with another Artist Rank Discography. This month we had a new album from alternative and art metal titans and legends, Deftones. Album's actually out this morning. Haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm recording this now, and I'm going to break down my thoughts on their entire discography from my least favorite album of theirs to my favorite album of theirs. And of course, when I drop my review in a few days, I'll let you know where this new record kind of fits into their discography. But for right now, as always, we're just going to roll right on into this. And as always, my friends, this is all opinion, so let's just have some fun. Now, at number 9, I feel like right off the bat, I'm going to catch some flack for this, but I'm going to put 2016's Gore here. I don't know what it is with me in this album, but it's never really clicked with me. I mean, this album has been out for 10 years now, just about. Almost a decade, and after all this time, I don't really have that much to really say about the thing. I mean, Prayers, Triangles is a great single. But what follows is honestly really bland. The production is okay at best, and after the opening couple of cuts, this album just meanders with no real sense of direction or any sense of emotion. It's not their heaviest work, it's not their most shoegaze-centric work, it just kind of exists. I've sat with this record so many times, but every time I feel like I almost have less and less to say, so unfortunately, it is my least favorite record of theirs. At number 8, I'm actually going to put their self-titled album from 2003. I've just always thought that this record was painfully kind of average for them. And I don't think it's like the worst thing I've ever heard from the band. I mean, Minerva's great, but like, this is such a massive drop-off after Around the Fur and White Pony. The production, for one, is a lot muddier, and while the lyrics and themes of this record are deeply depressive, most Deftones albums are, that's not really the issue. Most of this record just seems wishy-washy to me. It's muddled, it's murky, and even the songwriting here just seems like a complete wash. Yeah, easily some of the least impressive in their entire discography. It's not for me, sadly. Now, at number 7, I'm going to put 1995's Adrenaline. I've got a lot of thoughts on this one. On one hand, it is 1995. New metal is on the horizon, and it is very, very clear. It is a chugging, very heavy, testosterone-fueled album with certainly some highs and some lows as well. I mean, Bored is an iconic single. Engine Number 9 and Minus Blindfold are great deep cuts. But at the same time, this is just not my favorite era of metal by any means. The production isn't the nicest on the ears, and there are legitimate tracks on here where Chino is like trying to do the Jonathan Davis thing and just failing and falling on his face. It's a mixed bag, but I will say this. Even in 1995, with new metal on the horizon, I would rather listen to this, for most of which passed as metal in 1995. At number 6, I'm going to put their last record, 2020's Ohms, and yeah, it's fine. It's a totally viable Deftones record, one that I've always just kind of wished that I had a little bit more to say about. The production is really solid. There's some fantastic tracks. The singles leading up to this thing had me really hyped. But I think my biggest issue is with the record is it always just leaves me wanting a little bit more. While this album is certainly fine while it's on, I never really, learned anything new about Deftones while listening to it. They certainly didn't take a lot of risks here, but for a later career album from the band, it's totally fine. You might enjoy it more than me. Now, this is where my list starts to get really cramped, and it actually got very hard for me to rank these last few records. But at number 5, I'm putting 2012's Koi no Yokon. I mean, like I said, I really wish that I can bump this up a few spots, but realistically, this thing's getting cramped quick here. This album is pretty freaking righteous. I mean, it's not inventing the wheel, but if you love, that mid-2010s alt metal and shoegaze blend of the Deftones, this album is a no-brainer. The songwriting here and the guitar riffs are incredible. It is an urgent album, and it's also a pretty dense one at times, but from a production stance, it is one of their best-sounding records. Tracks like Poltergeist and Swerve City are some of my favorite Deftones tracks ever. I mean, I don't have much more to say. It's a fantastic record. If you haven't yet, check it out. Now, at number 4, I'm going to put 1997's Around the Fur. I mean, let's start with the obvious. The fact that they evolved this much from Adrenaline to now is pretty much a testament to itself. Now, much like its predecessor, this is sort of more in that nu metal direction. I mean, it was a thing at the time, but my goodness, is it one of the best nu metal records that I've ever heard. It's moody, it's gloomy, but it's also an explosive and very raw album that doesn't hold any punches. The production also takes a major leap here. I mean, compared to Adrenaline, this thing has taken a big leap in production. I'd even say it has stood the test of time. Even by today's standards, this record still goes hard and sounds great. It's got really impressive singles, and it just shows the band, putting pieces together and becoming the band that they would be only a few short years later. Now, at number 3, I'm going to put 2006's Saturday Night Wrist. I mean, for my money, I could have kind of switched this between this and Around the Fur very easily, but I stand by this at number 3. While there were inklings of the band pushing more towards a shoegaze direction for the last few records, which we'll get to, this is where they went really just balls to the wall shoegaze. And that alone is an element to their music that I know people have a lot of thoughts on. It's either something that people really love or something that people really kind of have fallen off with. But I've always thought that this album's very shimmering, glittery production is very gussied up, but just sounds immaculate. As a matter of fact, that makes this album's already very deeply depressive nature hit so much harder. It's one of the band's most dramatic and immersive records by far, and the singles and the performances here absolutely back that up. Also, just saying, Cherry Waves is one of my favorite Deftones cuts ever. Now at number 2, I'm going to put 2010's Diamond Eyes. I mean, if Saturday Night Wrist was the album where they went full hog on the shoegaze sound, this is the album where they mastered it. It's a fan favorite for a reason, and especially in my book, this album sounds incredible. It's packed with intense riffs. There are some moodier and dreamier cuts as well. Also, some of the heaviest tracks that the band had put out in years. It's an album of incredible, beautiful highs that will bring a tear to your eye, but it's also an album of impending doom and legitimate danger around every corner. And yes, it is a little polished. If that's not how you like your metal, this may not be a record for you. But for me, it's one of their most consistent records that was a first listen love for me, and it's still an album that I do genuinely enjoy so many years later, which brings me to their number 1 album, at least in my book, and this may not come as that big of a surprise for y'all, but I am going with 2000's White Pony. I mean, what is there to say about this record that hasn't already been said? It is an absolute beast of a record that is still hitting me as hard as the first time that I heard it many moons ago. Getting a lot here, from big, beefy, memorable riffs to some of Chino's most impassioned vocals of all time. It's intense, it's emotional, and yes, this part of this is very much nostalgic for me. This was a big part of me growing up and maturing in my music tastes. But if I'm being honest, this all still just sounds great. It's held up wonderfully over time. Back to School is still a fantastic opener, and Change in the House of the Flies all these years later is still one of their most impressive singles they've ever put out. The production is incredible as well, and despite this honestly being one of their longer releases, it really does just play so easily. It's so consistent. Not only that, but it has just enough of the early inklings of their direction into shoegaze that it just, mixes things up just a bit. But those are my thoughts on their discography. Let me know down below where their albums rank in your discography, and of course, I will let you know what I think about their new album in just a few short days and let you know where it kind of adds up in their discography from me. And until next time, have a great day, friends.